Welcome to Viva's network training course. Today we want to look at vision and purpose and how it contributes to building a strong network and identity. One of the people who accomplished a lot in time was David. It is obvious from scripture that his secret was he was a man who was defined by purpose. Acts 13:36 tells us that after David, now when David had served God's purpose for his generation, he fell asleep, he was buried with his ancestors, and his body decayed. This is the argument that Paul is talking about the resurrection, but he tells us that David was a man of purpose and he lived with purpose. So to be effective in your personal life or as a network, you have to be intentional. If you are to serve with purpose, you have to be deliberate, you have to understand your generation. We know that the risk against children is one of the biggest issues of this generation. So in this section of our training, I want to give to highlight that successful networks that are making a difference in the lives of children are those who have clear vision and who have clear purpose. The issues of children cannot be managed by one single entity alone. We must therefore look for others who share in this common cause and come together. When we understand the challenges of children in our generation, we inevitably desire to serve and to improve the situation for vulnerable children. But can only do this if we agree on the basics. There are some basics that are critical for serving a common purpose. We have to be a people of purpose, and we have to do this together. We have to do things that help us to see together for us to make a difference. Clearly defined purpose is critical for achieving value when working together. Therefore, we need to define and agree on our purpose for working together. Networks develop from different starting points. Some a loose collaboration exists, or sometimes it's a prayer group that has been formed. Often there will be a group or a project of leaders who come together to work together. So as soon as a network is ready to work together, you need to ask these questions. Who will benefit? Why will they benefit? How will they benefit as you build this sense of purpose? To remain true to calling, the network must therefore begin by defining its heart and its core values. These form the foundation on which the network is built. The network and its projects are part of God's picture. Defining core values and the heart not only provide a common basis for your work together, but they will also define the way you propose to carry out the work, including the attitude and the identity that you seek to project as you go about this work. It's important to think about the heart and the core values. They also show how children will benefit from your way of working. By way of example, Viva lists 6 core values based around the needs of children and God's heart for working together in unity. Those are dependence on God is the first one, striving with compassion for children's well-being. Number 3, using God's resources effectively and ethically and accountably. Mobilizing the Christian community through networks and partnerships to maximize impact. 5, pursuing excellence, integrity, creativity, joy, professional diligence, unity, honesty, openness, and trust. And 6, godly staff who are teachable and are sufficiently skilled. Viva summarizes its heart this way. We are driven by a calling to respond to needs of vulnerable children, to find more effective ways to stop their heart and their neglect, abuse, and instead see them protected and empowered to fulfill their God-given potential. We know the biggest provider of care for vulnerable children is the local church, but most of the time their response is not synchronized. We are passionate to support these local saints to be the key in changing the children's lives through shared vision for their community, share expertise and resources so that we can work together. Now, understanding Viva values and God's heart for working together in unity is at the heart of all the Viva network development based around our calling as Christians to be united under Christ. Out of reverence for Him, for His blessing, we need to be united in identity with a shared vision if we are to be effective. When we are clear about why we exist and who we exist for, we will find our direction much easier to define. Networks then need to write statements of their vision. Networks then need to understand, to document their purpose, their mission, to be clear themselves and to help others to support their network. It is important that our vision is clear. Now, our vision is our public declaration of of the network's hopes for the future. And our mission is our public declaration of the network's core purpose and focus. These together help to define for each network member why they are committing to the network. They should be agreed by membership so that it's shared ownership of the network vision, which helps to build the network member commitment and the identification with network cause. Vision and mission are important parts of building a network. Once the vision and purpose has been determined, the network then needs to think about how it positions itself among all other groups working for children in the city. These are called network distinctives. Distinctives is a summary of what makes the network unique, what adds to other good work that already exists, why does the city needs a new network or another network. So to refine these distinctives, the network is encouraged to write at least a list of added value of the network. And so it is vision on one hand, what we see, how and know, and that inspires others, what makes them want to be involved, and then it's mission, who we are, why we are, what our core values are, why we exist, what we are, who we are serving, and what we do, and then the distinctives that describe our added value to this to the work of children in our city. So vision, mission, and distinctives, critical components of working together, and we need to be able to document those and to be agreed on them as a network for us to be able to move together. And as the network grows, the needs of children change, and the network will need to continually review and refine its vision. This is not written in stone. It needs to be reviewed at different points to ensure it reflects the purposes of the network and the current realities. So, to ask yourself in this reflection of today, in this module, you have to ask yourself, do you have a written statement regarding your network identity? 2, is the purpose and value and mission of the network clearly stated? Important to think about your vision and your mission as you build a network, because it allows you to grow together and work together. God bless you.